Building a select query that uses more than one data source follows the same basic steps as a query with a single data source. You start the query designer, select your tables or queries, and add your fields. But there's a twist here. When you query multiple sources for data, you need to create a match between each source. For example, if you want to know which products are in a set of orders, you have to match the orders with their products. And to create those matches, you use what's called a join. A join compares the data in two common fields, one from each data source, and it controls how the data in each field is matched. For example, the most common type of join only returns data from one field when it finds a matching value in the other. And this is how you find out the number of products in each order, for example. And another type of join returns all the data from one field, but only matching data from the other. And in this example, the query is telling you which orders don't contain a given product. Now, when you created your table relationships, Access also created a join for each relationship. Access uses your relationships as patterns for joins, so most of the time your joined fields will be your primary and foreign keys. But they don't have to be. You can join unrelated sources, and I'll show you how later in this course. But if you do have two related sources, and you add them to the query designer, you see what looks like the relationship. Just remember that it isn't. Access is only telling you the type of relationship it used as the pattern for the join. And as long as you have a join between your tables or queries, you can add fields from both sources. And notice too that I didn't add the joined fields to the design grid. You don't need to because Access adds them behind the scenes. You can run the query and get a result. So let's go back and look at joins some more because you need to remember a few facts. First, you can set or change the type of join by right-clicking or double-tapping the join line and selecting Join Properties. That starts the Join Properties dialog, and these settings control the type of join in your query, and these are the most common types of joins. This option creates an inner join. This is the type of join that returns matching data from both tables, and Access creates this type of join whenever you create a relationship. The second option creates a left outer join, which means that your query returns all the data from the table listed on the left, and only matching data from the other table. The third option creates a right outer join, and you can probably guess what happens. The query returns all the data from the right-hand table and only matches from the left. You typically use outer joins when you want to know what hasn't sold, or more generically, when something hasn't happened. Now, I said earlier that these are the three most common types of joins. You can also use cross joins and unequal joins, but you won't use them very often, so I won't cover them here. If you want to know more, you can see the links in the course summary. And in addition to the types of joins, you also need to remember that relationships and joins aren't the same thing. A relationship is a set of rules that controls referential integrity, how you add and delete data. Joins control how your query matches data, but the two can be kind of similar. For example, your relationships can have sides, one and many, and your joins can also have sides, left and right. But you only use joins in queries, and you can use them in ways that you can't in relationships. For example, you can delete joins without harming your database, something you can't do with a relationship. Also, you can add joins where relationships don't exist. And as an example, you can join a field in a table with a field in a query as long as those fields have matching or compatible data types, and I'll show you how to do that later in this course. But first, we need to take a look at outer joins, so keep going.